With his graduation behind him, Squall takes on his first assignments as a full-fledged CD, yet he does not embark alone. Zell, full of restless energy, joins him, while Quistis continues to hover nearby, torn between her role as instructor and her desire to reach Squall on a more personal level. His indifference to bonds remains steadfast, even as others seek to close the distance. But destiny begins to shape the Seed's course in ways no classroom ever could. The next mission calls them to Timber, a small city under the oppressive control of Galbadia. Their employer is none other than Rinoa Hartilli, the spirited young woman Squall encountered at the graduation ball. She is the leader of a resistance group known as the Forest Owls, idealists fighting desperately to free Timber from Galbadian rule. Their numbers are small, their plans often chaotic, but their resolve is undeniable. For Squall, the assignment is straightforward: protect and support their client. Yet the reality is more complex. Rinoa's bold nature and fiery determination clash with Squall's detached professionalism, igniting a tension that neither can ignore. With CD precision, Squall and his team help orchestrate the infiltration. The operation is executed flawlessly, until the truth is revealed. The president they capture is not Delling, but a gruesome body double, a monster disguised by sorcery. Their efforts crumble, leaving Rinoa's group disheartened and her faith in her cause shaken. Still, there is no time for despair. Orders redirect the Seeds to Galbadia Garden, another academy like Balaam but bound to a different master. There, Squall encounters new allies: Selphie Tilmit, cheerful and carefree, whose optimism balances Squall's silence, and Irvine Caneus, a sharpshooter whose charm hides a more fragile core. Together, they are drawn into a mission of grave importance: an assassination attempt on Sorceress Edea, the enigmatic figure who has risen to power in Galbadia and now manipulates President Delling himself. Her beauty is matched only by her terrifying presence, and whispers of her sorcery stir ancient fears. Squall, though reluctant to take on the role of leader, finds the weight of command placed upon him. Irvine, chosen as the sniper, is tasked with delivering the fatal shot, while Squall and his squad secure the parade route. The city of Delling becomes the stage for their fateful attempt. Lights blaze, crowds cheer, and Edea appears in regal splendor, her words weaving control over the people. At the appointed moment, Irvine hesitates, his nerves faltering under the enormity of the act. But the assassination fails. The bullet is deflected as if the sorceress anticipated it all along. The trap is sprung. Chaos erupts in the streets as Galbadian forces clash with CD operatives. Edea, in her full power, descends upon the squad. And in that moment, her might becomes undeniable. She conjures a spear of ice, its tip gleaming with lethal intent, and strikes directly at Squall. The shard pierces his chest, driving him into the edge of death. Darkness closes in, and for Squall, time itself seems to fade. Yet his story does not end. Against all odds, he survives, rescued by his companions and dragged back from the brink. But the scar upon his heart is no less deep than the wound upon his body. For the first time, he has faced mortality not as an abstract concept, but as a chilling reality. His isolation, his refusal to rely on others, begins to fracture under the weight of this experience. In the aftermath, Cypher, once his rival and peer, makes his fateful choice. Drawn by the sorceress's power and seduced by promises of glory, he abandons CD and swears allegiance to Edea. To Galbadia, he becomes her knight, a loyal servant in her campaign against the world. To Squall, his betrayal is more personal than any battlefield loss. The duel of scars that began in the training hall now evolves into a war of ideals. The battles that follow press Squall's team to their limits. Their missions carry them from Galbadian territories to the windswept plains of Fisherman's Horizon, where they find a brief reprieve, and later toward Trabia, where childhood memories begin to resurface. But even as they move forward, the specter of the sorceress looms ever larger, her reach extending into every nation, her power unsettling the balance of the entire world. Through it all, Rinoa remains by Squall's side. Her warmth and stubborn optimism press against the cold walls he has built, forcing him to confront the emotions he longs to deny. She is reckless, frustrating, and fearless, everything Squall tries not to be. Yet she is also the light pulling him from the shadows, and with every mission, their paths grow more entwined. The struggle against Edea is no longer a distant contract, no longer the obligation of mercenaries fulfilling orders. It is personal, it is survival, and it is only the beginning.